Hi, I'm Amy Reinhard from Netflix. How is Netflix using audience insights or fan behavior to shape our advertising business? So the ways that we are using our fan insights is very similar to what we are doing on the content side and how we've been shaping personalization and recommendations for our content. We're leaning into the fandom that is created by our content. We love the fact that we've got very attentive and engaged fans, and we think that is kind of the special sauce for Netflix. And so what you'll see coming out of us in the future on the personalization side, leaning into those first-party insights, matching those up with brands to make sure that we are serving relevant and interesting content that comes in the form of advertising. So how can advertisers tap into our live content or sports content to provide deeper sort of entrenchment? And I think one of the great examples of that is what we just did with Stranger Things, tapping into the Stranger Things universe, working with brands like Tide and Target. We created ads that were in that universe, so they felt very authentic. The fans loved them. So from an engagement perspective and an attention perspective, those are the types of ads and the creative that really keeps members coming back, and the advertisers love that in-world kind of experience. So how do we foster a landscape of innovation and experimentation within Netflix? This is really, really important to our culture. We talk a lot about the need to fail, right? And the fact that we are in a world where, especially since launching our ad tech, we need to make sure that we keep innovating and we keep questioning what others are doing and making sure that it works for us. So we really lean into understanding that failure has to come. If we are not failing in some of the things that we're doing, then we're not pushing hard enough, and we need to make sure that there are areas that we learn from, right? How can we learn from our failures? So how are we seeing innovation show up in ad formats and in the market right now? This is a really relevant one for us because we are just about to launch our new modular interactive ads formats, which is going to give advertisers the ability to participate as you move down the funnel, moving from just branding to more performance and what we can see out of the outcomes that come with that. So we're really, really excited about that. And then when you layer on top of that AI that gives us the ability to tap into some of those IP worlds and marry exactly what we talked about earlier in terms of entrenching and fandom. That's what's going to be really exciting in the months ahead. The question is around AI and what we're seeing in terms of creative and optimization and operations. We're seeing a ton of work on the back end, right, in terms of being able to operationalize and use AI to free us from some of those more rote tasks and really let people focus on more strategic initiatives within the company. But the area that I'm really excited about with AI is more around the creative space, not in terms of replacing creativity, but as a creative tool set and suite to be able to act on the creative opportunities and tap into some of these things a lot quicker. So I would say K-pop Demon Hunters is a great example for us. We never knew that that movie was going to touch the cultural zeitgeist in the way that it has. But being able to seize on that quickly and tap into what advertisers wanted to marry that content, again, with that fandom, this is something that's going to be really special. What are some of the bold predictions that I have for the industry? I think you're going to see a lot more personalization coming to the advertising industry, not just in terms of ad load and ad frequency, but also in terms of the creative and the personalization, that your experience on a given platform like Netflix may be completely different from my experience, and that is going to optimize outcomes for advertisers. And that's my take.